Make sure the lighting wasn't too bad. But yesterday, as I was walking in about, I don't think I recorded it here, but I think it was on. And this highlight is gray hair. It's crazy, right? But Maria Willoughby has gray hair, but and a few strands. But as I was walking, I think it was on TikTok that I showed it, and I was talking about God and how God is real. I had an experience that really, I had a praise service almost in this facility. But anyhow, as I was walking back, I was trying to talk about it and I was so focused on it and I kept getting this, like somebody blowing their horn, calling out to me, all this other crazy stuff. So I turned around, I saw a big silver truck, right? And this has been the thing of silver trucks, good, bad, and ugly, right? Because y'all know that man that manipulated me the other day when I was out here picking up trash in the front and he was just like, oh yeah, you sell stuff and whatever. I think he was up to no good, and I don't think he said. Yeah, I know he's not who he said he was. But anyhow, and then there's another gray truck guy that gave me a ride one time, and I think that he was just being nosy. I don't know what the situation is with that person. And then this is the church guy that somebody accused of being inappropriate. But so I didn't know it was him though. I thought it was the ride guy because the church guy, why would he yell at me on the street? I wasn't expecting that. And then the weird guy, he's not gonna ever come back because he was doing something inappropriate. So he got the information he needed and kind of moved on. So, but it wasn't. But I didn't know that at first. I kept hearing somebody yelling, the horn blowing. I turned around and looked. I saw the silver truck, and I didn't know who it was at all. I didn't have any. Make sure there's no mildew or anything weird. But I didn't have any, thought about who it was, who it might be, anything. But then as I walked down the street a little bit further and I'm recording, I was thinking it was the guy that gave me the ride the one time, right? But it turned out it wasn't, because then I got scared because I tell you how the cars do, and they go to the next block and go through the driveway to intercept you because they know that you got to walk across the path, right? So I saw the truck, and I'm still, I'm upset because I'm trying to talk about what I'm trying to talk about, but they keep calling and yelling and blowing their horn. And so finally I get to this other intersection, like maybe about 20 feet from that intersection. I see the truck and I stop in my tracks because I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm about to start recording. You know how I do, So I'm about to start recording. So, but this phone is so janky, I'm trying my best to record. And as I'm trying my best to record, next thing you know, the guy gets out of the truck and I'm like, oh, that's that church guy. He gets out and walk around. And so I was kind of thankful, me, I'm hungry for and I have to be careful how I say things. When I say attention, I'm hungry for connection. I'm somebody, a good, decent person notices me and says hello. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of the community. But anyhow, so he walks on the truck and I see him and I get all excited because I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that you got out the truck because I would have stood there forever. You waiting on me. I'm going to keep playing on my phone, until you go, And the thing about it, I'm going to tell you, there's a real message behind this, right? Because I was happy just to see him, just to see, not that way, but I was, because it's another human being, I need family. So anybody that talks to me, I can, how it's almost a family feel, just somebody to talk to. So he, I didn't feel any trepidation at all. That's the church guy. He was never inappropriate with me, even though somebody else perceived that he was inappropriate with them. And I was going to talk to him about that because I thought that he should know. You know what I'm saying? But then I thought about the conversation that we had in the gas station and how if somebody was overhearing parts of that, they would have got the wrong conclusion. You know what I'm saying? They would have gotten the wrong conclusion. But he's of that lifestyle, pretty obviously. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing like that at all. But so as we were talking, the reason that he stopped me, it wasn't in any way for me. It was for him because he wanted me to pray for him. And what a compliment is that somebody is stopping traffic or whatever, not because they want to talk to you, because you ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? Not because they want to give you a ride. Once again, and it was pretty clear, I'll tell you how it was pretty clear, that you ain't nobody, but because they felt that you were powerful enough to pray for them. How about that? That's the only reason he stopped and did all that yelling, because he wanted me to pray for him. He really did, y'all. I was so impressed, I was just, because that's the biggest compliment ever. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest compliment, because how it ended up happening, I got in the truck and he asked me where I was going. First I said Walmart, then I said Publix, right? And then, he was just like, he's really going through a whole lot and he would really appreciate it if I prayed for him. I don't know if y'all know how dynamic that is. That is something. He didn't care about me or giving me a ride, and that's okay. It's all right. He didn't care about none of that. He wanted me to pray for him. That is why he stopped. And let me show you how obvious it was, because then I was just like, wait a minute, I said Publix. So he took me over to Publix, and then, he was like, he really needed to talk about it, whatever. And I said, okay, cool. And I was like, well, I'm going to get me a sandwich. If you want, I can get you one too, and we can sit somewhere and talk. He kind of ignored that because that's not what he wanted to do. He ignored it. And he was like, and then there was a little bit of intercommunication, and he was just like, are you gonna be okay from here? And I said, well, one day we can get together today. He said, for sure. And he said, are you gonna be okay from here? And I said, yeah. But he really just wanted me to pray for him, and I said I would. And then in hindsight, when I thought about it, though, I'm thinking, did he want me to sit in the car and pray with him right then? And maybe I should have. So next time I know that if somebody says pray for me, they mean it right now. Pray for them right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's such a blessing, for somebody to ask you to pray for them. Because I know for me, I don't want you to think about me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to think about me unless I have positive thoughts of you. As a matter of fact, yesterday I called over to that church, one of those churches I was talking about, blasphemous churches, and I asked, and I've tried a couple of times to call and ask about rental assistance, and I don't consider those people. If I call you brother or sister so and so, it's because you are a brother or sister in Christ. If you are not a brother or sister in Christ and you don't represent Christ in the way that you behave, I'm not calling you that, because I'm not going to blaspheme myself to appease you. You are Mr. So and so, and that person was just like, wait a minute, it's not Mr. So and so, it's brother so and so. I remained silent. I have that conversation. But anyhow, so yeah, I'm not like that. I'm gonna tell the truth. If I don't, I'm not going to pretend, and I'm not gonna be rude. I wasn't rude. Just Mr. Myers is who he is. Whoops, didn't mean to say that, but Mr. So and so is who you are to me, because you are not brother so and so. Brothers and sisters in Christ love each other with agape love. They provide the peace of God. It ain't no peace of God there. But it's such a blessing, again, to have anyone to ask to pray. And I know it sounds weird that I'm not offended, but, it wasn't about me at all. It wasn't because he wanted to say hello to me, because he knows where I am. It wasn't because, to try to help me because he was pitying me. Here I am walking, but he picked me up because he wanted me to pray for him. And that is such a huge compliment because, like I said, I don't even want you thinking about me. And if you talk about praying for me and your spirit, right, just like that's why I didn't like when that man put his hands on me at that church. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. He had no right to do that. You know what I'm saying? Not in the spirit of God. He didn't. He was not clean spirited, But anyways, that was a blessing for me. I can go on and on and on and on and on, but I'm not. I can go on and on and on about it because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of God is real, and they're playing with God. They don't have no respect for God. They have no respect for God at all. Nope. But anyhow, that's such a blessing. And now I know next time, though, when somebody asks me, when they specifically say, hey, I need you to pray for me, that means the spirit of God showed through me. You know what I'm saying? And if you need that, then I need to stop right now and say, just to clarify, you want me to pray for you right now? Or, behind when I get, in a private space behind closed doors by myself, let me know, just clarify with them. But what a blessing. You know how they have that song, what a feeling, what a blessing. It's amazing. It is amazing. That's amazing. So amazing. So amazing. You know how I was saying how you want to be approved by God and you want people to actually need you? What better need than that? That somebody can see that light and actually ask. But anyways, I'm going to go. But I love you and bless.